Texas is not just a state. It is a way of life, a living, breathing culture built on wide open spaces, fierce pride, and traditions that run deeper than the Rio Grande itself. And if there is one single thing that defines Texas culture above everything else, it is the legendary tradition of Texas BBQ. Close your eyes for just a moment and imagine it. You are driving through a small Texas town when it hits you, that unmistakable smoky aroma drifting through the warm air, wrapping around you like a welcome from an old friend. You hear the crackling of seasoned wood splitting under intense heat. Then you see them, massive iron pits glowing amber and orange, sending thick ribbons of smoke curling up toward the sky. This is not just cooking. This is a ritual. This is a religion. And today, we are diving deep into the smoky, sizzling, soul-stirring world of Texas BBQ. Now, to truly understand Texas BBQ, you first have to understand Texas itself. This state is absolutely massive, covering over 268,000 square miles, making it larger than many entire countries. And that size matters more than you might think when it comes to BBQ. In the rolling hill country of central Texas, German and Czech settlers shaped a tradition built around beef and simple seasoning. Move east into the piney woods, and you will find a style closer to southern BBQ, with pork taking center stage and rich tomato-based sauces making their presence known. Head west toward the flat, rugged plains of West Texas, and the landscape itself tells you something, sparse, tough, and bold, just like the mesquite-smoked BBQ that thrives out there. Each region developed its own identity not by accident, but through the people who settled there, the ingredients available to them, and the land beneath their feet. Texas BBQ is not one thing. It is many things, woven together across hundreds of miles of open country. Now, to truly appreciate Texas BBQ, you have to understand where it all began. Long before the smokehouses and the famous joints we know today, Native American tribes were slow cooking meat over open fires, using techniques passed down through countless generations. Then came the Spanish and Mexican vaqueros, the original cowboys, who introduced the concept of cooking whole animals low and slow over open pits, a method that would become the very foundation of Texas BBQ culture. But the story does not stop there. In the 1800s, waves of German and Czech immigrants settled across central Texas, bringing with them their deep knowledge of butchery, meat curing, and sausage making. They opened meat markets where smoked meats were sold alongside cuts of beef, and slowly, beautifully, these traditions began to merge. Native American fire cooking, Spanish pit roasting, and European butcher craftsmanship all collided in the heart of Texas, creating something entirely unique, something the world had never tasted before. Now, if Texas BBQ has a crown jewel, it is without question the beef brisket. Nothing else even comes close. A whole packer brisket, which includes both the flat and the point, can weigh anywhere from 12 to 18 pounds. And the seasoning? Just coarse salt and cracked black pepper. That is it. No fancy rubs, no complicated marinades. Just two simple ingredients and an unwavering commitment to the process. The brisket goes into the smoker low and slow, hovering around 225 degrees, bathed in the gentle smoke of post oak wood for anywhere between 12 to 18 hours. Here is where patience becomes everything. That long, slow cook breaks down the tough collagen fibers, transforming them into rich, silky gelatin. The outside develops a deep mahogany bark, almost like a crust of pure concentrated flavor, while the inside becomes impossibly tender, practically melting the moment it hits your tongue. This is not fast food. This is devotion on a plate. While brisket wears the crown, Texas BBQ is truly a royal feast with many stars sharing the stage. Pork ribs, slow smoked until they pull cleanly from the bone, deliver a juicy sweetness that keeps people coming back for more. Each rack carries a tenderness that only hours of patient smoking can produce. Then there are the beef ribs, often called dinosaur ribs, and for good reason. These massive, prehistoric-looking cuts have taken social media by storm, with their dramatic size and glistening bark making them almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. Sausage links bring yet another dimension to the plate. Handcrafted with recipes rooted in German and Czech butcher traditions, These snappy, smoky links burst with flavor in every single bite. The satisfying snap of the casing is practically music to a BBQ lover's ears. And pulled pork, slow-cooked until it shreds effortlessly, rounds out the menu with its rich, smoky tenderness. Every meat tells its own delicious story, but behind every perfect brisket and every fall-off-the-bone rib lies something deeper, something elemental. The wood and the fire are the true soul of Texas BBQ, and understanding them is what separates a good pitmaster from a legendary one. In Central Texas, post oak reigns supreme. Its medium smoke profile allows the natural beef flavors to shine without overpowering them, creating that clean, balanced taste Central Texas BBQ is famous for. Travel west, and mesquite takes over, delivering a stronger, bolder, more intense smoke that matches the rugged personality of West Texas itself. But choosing the right wood is only half the battle. Pitmasters spend years, sometimes entire lifetimes, mastering fire management. They learn to read airflow, control temperature fluctuations, and understand how different woods burn and behave under pressure. Every adjustment they make directly impacts the final product. That beautiful pink smoke ring you see inside a perfectly sliced brisket? That is not luck. That is years of dedication, patience, and an almost spiritual connection between a pitmaster and their fire. Now, no conversation about Texas BBQ is complete without honoring the legendary joints and pitmasters who have carried this tradition to the world stage. These are not just restaurants, they are pilgrimage destinations. Franklin Barbecue in Austin, helmed by the legendary Aaron Franklin, has become arguably the most famous BBQ spot on the planet. People line up before sunrise, sometimes waiting 4 to 5 hours, just for a chance to taste that perfectly smoked brisket before it sells out. Then there is Snow's BBQ in Lexington, open only on Saturday mornings, where pitmaster Tootsie Tominetz, well into her 80s, still tends the pits with a dedication that is nothing short of inspiring. And Louis Mueller Barbecue in Taylor, a third-generation family institution, where the walls are stained with decades of smoke and every bite carries the weight of history. Food lovers from Japan, Australia, Europe, and beyond make Texas BBQ pilgrimages annually, because what these pitmasters create is genuinely considered the greatest BBQ on earth. No Texas BBQ plate is truly complete without the classic sides that surround those glorious smoked meats. These accompaniments might seem simple at first glance, but do not let their humble appearance fool you. Creamy coleslaw brings a cool, refreshing contrast against the intense heat and smokiness of the brisket. Tangy pickles and raw white onions cut right through the richness of the fat, cleansing your palate between every heavenly bite. Sliced white bread, soft and pillowy, acts almost like a sponge, soaking up every last drop of those precious meat juices. Then there are the pinto beans, slow-cooked and deeply savory, often simmered with bits of smoked meat for extra depth. And creamy mac and cheese adds that indulgent, comforting finish that ties everything together beautifully. Every single one of these sides is thoughtfully designed to balance and enhance the bold, smoky flavors on your plate, making each bite a perfectly complete experience. Beyond the smoke and the meat, Texas BBQ carries something far deeper. It is a way of bringing people together, whether it is a backyard cookout on a lazy Sunday afternoon, a lively county fair buzzing with laughter, a church gathering after Sunday service, or a rowdy rodeo event under the open Texas sky. BBQ is always at the center of it all. It transforms strangers into neighbors, and neighbors into family. In Texas, the pit is not just a cooking tool. It is a gathering place where stories are shared, memories are made, and bonds are strengthened over hours of slow smoking. Perhaps most importantly, BBQ in Texas is a living tradition passed down through generations. Grandparents teach grandchildren how to trim a brisket, manage a fire, and read the smoke. These lessons are treated with the same reverence as family heirlooms, because in Texas, knowing how to cook great BBQ is not just a skill, it is a birthright. Beyond backyard pits and legendary joints, Texas BBQ has exploded into a fiercely competitive sport that pushes the craft to extraordinary new heights. Across the state, massive cook-offs draw thousands of passionate teams ready to battle for bragging rights, trophies, and eternal glory. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo BBQ contest stands as one of the most celebrated competitions in the entire country. With over 250 teams competing across multiple categories, this event transforms into a smoky city of its own, filled with the sounds of crackling fires and the intoxicating aroma of slow-smoked perfection. These competitions are not just about winning. They are laboratories of innovation where pitmasters experiment with rubs, wood combinations, timing, and technique, constantly searching for that extra edge. Yet even while pushing boundaries, competitors remain deeply rooted in tradition, honoring the generations of knowledge passed down before them. The competition scene has ultimately made Texas BBQ better, bolder, and more exciting than ever before. Texas BBQ is not simply food. It is a living, breathing piece of history served on butcher paper. Every brisket sliced, every rib pulled, every sausage link snapped carries with it generations of tradition, sacrifice, and an unshakable pride that runs as deep as Texas soil itself. It is the story of immigrants, ranchers, pitmasters, and families who poured their hearts into perfecting something truly extraordinary. This craft represents community gathered around smoke and fire, sharing meals that words can barely describe. Whether you plan to make the pilgrimage to the Lone Star State, seek out a Texas-style joint near you, or fire up your own smoker in the backyard, we encourage you to experience it firsthand. Because here is the truth that every Texan already knows and every visitor quickly discovers. Once you have tasted real Texas BBQ, cooked low and slow with love, patience, and wood smoke, nothing else will ever quite measure up. Nothing.